I'm hearing miracle. And I'm also getting this like energy, it's very spicy energy. And when I say spicy, I mean ceiling mirrors kind of spice, okay? Mirrors are portable. Be mindful where you put mirrors, okay? There's this message coming through. It's saying you've worked so hard for this opportunity that's about to come. Don't let it pass you by just because you're led by impulse or passion. I'm hearing also lust and greed specifically. Okay, so let's see what this is about. I'm also hearing something about an important call taking place. Okay, and I'm also getting that could be a call from your higher self, which is interesting. Let's see what this is about. Ooh, that just went flying. Judgment, that's the judgment call. Awakening. Wow. This is it. This is what you've been working hard for. So you've definitely been you've recently gone through some kind of transformation, a death portal, if you will. You're seeing, it's kind of like I'm hearing as clear as day. Something, it's like the answers come to you and suddenly it feels like it's as clear as day. Okay. You could have spent some time alone recently, or just in deep like meditation or stillness or something. The sun, oh my god, talk about clarity coming in. Wherever this is like, look at that leap, that joy, she's jumping for joy kind of energy, you know? So it's kind of like definitely something that about happiness, something after, but it's like it's because of you, it's because who you have decided to become, the decisions you are deciding to make now. You're closing out something really pivotal, and that's the reason why you're finally getting this sun energy. Major Leo vibes. You've got the strength card and the sun, that's Leo energy. Okay, so that's going to be an important season. Okay, you're being heart-led is what I'm hearing. Heart-led. Okay. I'm hearing something about ballerinas as well. I don't know if that, oh my god, I just say Leo energy? Look at the lion. I can't even speak. The lion on this card. This could definitely be a fire sign, definitely a Leo is what I'm picking up on, Leo energies, or even just that energy. Maybe you're embodying that more, you know, that leadership quality. I feel like there's something about an ego death, which is allowing someone to really step into their authentic kind of leadership qualities and not just being, you know, led for and by ego. Oh, that's confirmation this, because with this Six of Pentacles, it feels like someone's getting into a position where they can give. Right? It's not just like take. Remember that greed energy that was coming through at the beginning? It's not just take. And, you know, now it's interesting. Don't be led by impulse and passion. The King of Wands. Yeah, he stepped up. He's not a knight. He's a king. Yeah. So he knows what it means too. And the Ace of Pentacles as well. So this has been a while, taken a while to finally get to this position when someone's in this beautiful balance, right? And look at that. There's an 8 as well. So that's definitely this August is going to be important. I just feel like there's a lot of internal strength that's allowing someone to really feel confident in what they're about to offer moving forward, or what they're about to receive. Okay, let's find out some more. So we've got Judgment card as well. Oh yeah, this has not been an easy decision to make. Whatever it's like they've been I've heard specifically cutting out vices. And I feel like also voices, so there's been some kind of mental ache because somebody has, like, other people's voices have been implanted in someone's mind, and it's kind of pulled and pushed, mental tug of war. And it has a lot to do with being pulled away from their own heart. Okay. I think someone's finally seeing that though. And I think that actually they were in quite a position where they weren't in the best kind of financial position or something, which was allowing these other energies to come through and actually have that space in their kind of within their energy, you know, because it's kind of like maybe they were leaning on them or something. Yeah, the Chariot. Yes, Cancer season, movement, and that's coming out of the Death card. So there's definitely progress, but I feel like someone's really, it's like they're like raring to go. Is that what, you know? I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but yeah. And that Chariot is kind of giving I'm seeing like adventures, but passionate adventures. This is again why there needs to be steady, right? Because that Chariot, you know, it goes so fast that it can, you don't want it to go off balance, right? So it's kind of like that balance of that inner dark and light. So when the shadow does come through, when you're moving towards this sun energy, it's like you're checking yourself. There's been a major pause. Oh my God, but this is the internal sun. The internal sun has the internal clarity that someone has finally, it's like they've taken the time that they needed, you know? It's not just like waiting around. They've actually been productive in this time, right? This hanged man energy. So there's been this massive pause, but there's been so much that someone's been understanding, clarity. I think that 100% there's been a lot of high level downloads someone's been receiving. I think that they're more tapped in with their kind of spiritual gifts, if you will, more than anything. Look at that 8 of Wands. They've definitely been receiving a lot of information. I think that they're also learning more, which is what's helping them to be in this position where they are following their heart, right? Yeah, 8-8, Lionsgate portal. Someone's definitely working on something that I think that even if like nobody else around them has understood what it means to them or understood the power of it, Justice card, they have kind of, it's like they're allowing themselves to fuel this movement forward, their heart. This is why they're more tapped into the heart. They have more faith in that. There's someone who works really hard. They could be working, you know, late nights, early mornings. But I think that it's not for something that doesn't fuel them anymore. It's kind of like something that brings them so much passion. I'm hearing course correction. So it feels like somebody's clearing whatever it is that went wrong. They've been putting in the work here. Something about the desert might be important here as well for somebody, okay? Let's see. I think this has been like, there's been quite a few seasons for this that someone's been working through, okay? Oh my God, look at this. The 10 of Wands. Okay, so what I've instantly heard, they were carrying a lot of emotional burdens. Page of Cups. They weren't operating from an emotionally mature space at all. It was definitely ego-led wherever they were. However, this is what's changing. They're in a position where they can finally give and receive in an emotional capacity, like where they're more emotionally mature and stable, okay? So it's not just like this heaviness of this, you know, needing to be a certain someone, look a certain way or whatever. Yeah, definitely taken a while. But I think it's because they've been clearing through a lot of their mental headspace as well, okay? And also, I think where they want to go, they don't want to take the burdens of the past, right? So they've been really meticulous with how they've been clearing through and releasing what they needed to, yeah. Something about dogs could be important to somebody, dog lover. Someone's definitely been, I think there's been a lot of stuff that was, I think they've just unearthed so much, and I think it's been, yeah, look at that. Could be family related. I think for a very long time they've operated and not unearthed all of this, you know, it's been beneath the surface, and it's been kind of like their heart has been hurting for this, you know, and they've been making decisions that were just so, yeah, temptation led, you know, that lust and greed that was coming through before. This is why they're being guided to be very mindful now. Yeah, the devil. Yeah, definitely. To be mindful now, they've got much more clarity, so they know how to make their decisions better. They just need to hold faith in that understanding, right? And understand what they need to walk away from, even when it comes through. Because the shadows, remember, your shadows are your shadows, they'll come through. It's up to you to say, oh, hold on a second, this is what I want. Ace of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. This is someone's wish. They want to build something so steady and stable. I'm seeing really like it could be like a family, but it also could be something to do with like a really solid, stable, firm business. It could be that 2 people are in business together. So it could be like, you know, partnership where you're, you know, your lovers and you know, are able to hold down whatever this is, because that you have an Ace of Pentacles and then a 10 of Pentacles. This is not something that is like short-lived and quick or whatever. And the 9 of Cups, this is something that's from the heart space. I said that, you know, it's led from the heart, this is, and someone is willing to put in the work here to create whatever this is. They really want to have this new cycle, the whole of it. They want this completion. So they know what they want to build for, okay? There's that 9 of Wands that I was talking about, and it's not going to happen with this. And this is what they're understanding. It's funny because that has come out with the 10 of Wands as well, so it's definitely something. They could very well have dealt with kind of, you know, because that spicy energy was coming through, so I do feel like there's some kind of, maybe addictions or maybe just behaviours, you know, society upholds that very well in certain societies anyway. I think they've understood that they were carrying so much baggage, even the energy that they were carrying that wasn't theirs, but because they'd been involving themselves in these kind of energies and, you know, whatever it is, whether it's physical or not, you know, I think it's important to remember. It's like, you know, vampires, you have to invite vampires into your place of residence for them to enter, right? The same goes for energy vampires. Okay, so I think someone's recognizing that they have carried a lot, they've stored a lot in like their sacral center specifically, that has just, they've not actually sat down with themselves, wow, and truly cleared through. But this is what they've been, this is why it's taken so long, understandably, because somebody wants to show off like this. The Emperor. Chess could be important to someone. Mars. Okay. Ace of Cups. Oh no, this is someone who's got their shit together, like for real. Look at this, Two of Cups. This is not someone who wants to mess around. They know what they want. Wow. This is like big energy. The energy I'm feeling right now is not even, it's like someone's like in their power and they're ready to claim what's theirs. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Wow. Okay, let's see what's going on here. I wasn't going to do, you know, I'm just going to get these romance cards because I feel like there could be something here with that Two of Cups there. Someone's aligning with their purpose, right? And they're understanding this is actually their doorway to the love that they desire too. They're understanding that. This is what I mean by someone's been getting there together. Like, and the way I'm talking, I think this is no business. Like this is, you know, got that masculine energy. I mean, we've got the Kings, we've got the Emperor. So let's see if there's anything the romance cards want us to know. Let's see. Yeah, forgiving and learning. It's safe for you to love. So I'm hearing two things with this. There's going to be an opportunity to forgive and learn because something happened in the past here. Someone's had to really learn from whatever decisions they made. I've heard specifically mistakes, but you know, mistakes they're just lessons for your soul to really evolve. And yeah, you have to take accountability for that. But someone's truly trapped in this like this way of thinking that weren't able to handle their emotions, right? I do really think that it has something to do with the lack of safety they received as a child when it comes to loving environment, relationships around them that were trusting. You know, it just felt like they had to constantly, they didn't understand what a healthy connection was. I think they were just taught, you know, marriage is this and this, that and the other. And it's like, that it's not even about marriage, it's about actual healthy connections, regardless of whether that's even in the like equation. Okay, so they learn how to love when it comes to safe love. Okay, and this is why it's coming up with the King of Cups and the Emperor now, someone who's able to give and receive from the heart space with this beautiful Ace of Cups here, you know, and that Six of Pentacles. Someone really is in a position to understand, but also this past life relationship, to understand what it means to healthily love. Okay, past life relationship suggests that this could be somebody from, you know, like a divine kind of connection, but also it's giving the energy of someone who's had to learn to heal through a lot when it comes to their past lives. Okay, and I'm not sure they've realized this, but certainly from when they were younger. Wow. Okay, heart-to-heart conversations. You're going to learn the truth about what's been happening here. Okay, reconciliation. Yeah, definitely something to do with I think someone's just been going through some serious healing, like serious healing and releasing of what they need to, because it's just not serving them, and they've understood this more than anything. I'm also hearing that someone has some things they want to talk about that you might not have expected from them. Okay, I think that they might have been very guarded with their emotions. Okay, and this is somebody who again, you know, they wanted to appear a certain way. Their appearance is so important to them. It doesn't show the Sun, Strength and King of Wands all came out after each other. That's major Leo energy. Okay, don't let the past hold you back. Oh my God, that's such an important message here. You can tell. And again, this is that thing, you've worked so hard for this opportunity that's coming through now that you've literally created. You know, you're the version of you, right? So don't get things thrown off course now. Okay, conclusions are within reach. Conclusions come with the ability to finally step forwards and act differently, to choose differently. Yeah, from your more higher self, your understanding. So it's like when you're confused, you tap back into yourself, your higher knowing. Okay, take time to breathe out. Exactly. So you step back, take the moments that you need. You know, someone's been putting in a lot of work and they don't want to mess this up, truly. And I can feel that, but also that also means that sometimes they are going to need that energy to just come back to themselves so they can find their groundedness and their center, which is totally okay, totally fair enough. In fact, that's healthy. Communication is key. That's the main thing, is that you're communicating with each other, that you're being honest in your communication so you can see where you're at with each other instead of assuming, making all these assumptions, you know, because there's been no contact and no communication. Instead, you know, healthily address things, take accountability, be honest, and this is how I'm feeling, this is my situation, this is what I need right now, right? How can I give to you at the same time, you know what I mean? Where's that balance at Six of Pentacles, you know? This is going to be that energy of, okay, I need this now, how can I give to you? Okay, well, I need this now, how can I give to you? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be this, people say 50-50, it's not, it's going to be more like that, okay, sometimes I can give 20, sometimes I need you to give 80, sometimes it's going to be the other way around, you know what I mean? And that's about really honouring each other's kind of, I'm hearing strengths and weaknesses, right? So it's kind of like just understanding you both have dark and light, right? Because you both have the ability. Look at this Ace of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. I mean, if you're going to create this, wow. And don't forget, that's like the what your heart is desiring right now. Someone's heart is, at least. Be bold and make the first move. This is what I mean, something about a call, because that communication is key with that card. Someone is going to, and the heart-to-heart conversation, there's just some clearing that needs to be done here. And also there's an understanding that needs to take place when it comes to this past life. There might be this past life connection that you need to understand more and take time with each other to understand that surrender to divine, massive energy. Whatever's happening here, whoever needs to take action, this Emperor energy, because the Emperor is the Emperor. And that was why Mars was coming through as well, so heavy. The forgiving and learning is going to really be important when it comes to this. Don't let the past hold you back with the Knight of Wands energy. Someone really, you know, they had so much burdens that they were carrying that they just, I think that they acted very ruthlessly, but also very impulsively, and just they were not thinking in this new mature headspace that they're in, and heart space, okay? I think that they disregarded, I'm hearing disregarded a good thing, but I think this is how they're thinking right now, they're feeling like this right now, okay? They've had to learn a lot, really, especially when it comes to really understanding, yeah, there's been a lot of doubt and indecision, but I think now they're understanding themselves better, right? They can see where their flaws are. See, that word even, they're seeing it as flaws, a beautiful face, jealousy and possessive, erotic bliss, okay? Wow, someone's definitely has a lot of passion just within them, you know, they just have a lot of sexual energy, and this is now, I think they're harnessing that better, more healthily, they're understanding that better, they're kind of channeling it into their heart space more, which is good, and also more action that's more productive, more from a divine masculine energy, right, instead of the wounded. They do still have tendencies when it comes to jealousy and possessiveness. I think that's another thing that they kind of, you know, that beginning message, like, be mindful that you're not going to allow your impulsive nature to just come through with that, so that's important to remember. But again, that just comes from the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. This is someone who's had to really, you know, when you have that much like ego energy, there's a reason, you know, that trauma from when they were younger, you know, they don't understand the safety of love. That's okay, you know, you don't have to just constantly be on this like passionate energy to want each other. If anything, it's going to be in that stillness of the heart space. This is confirmation. Look, they've dealt with a lot of jealousy. 5 of Wands, they've dealt with a lot of jealousy. They probably have situations where they were made a third party, or they allowed other people to treat them less than, because they clearly thought they didn't see their worth, okay? So this is just like, that's just like a thing to be mindful about, right? It's not someone who wants to be like that. I think it's just somebody who wants to move past that kind of energy, but you know, it's a kind of a sore point, if you will, because their inner child still feels that, you know, and so that's why they need time sometimes, which is okay. They just need to get on top of that for themselves and not sabotage this new path that they've worked so hard. I mean, the Emperor, you know, this is someone who really wants to step up, and then you've got the beautiful 3 of Wands there as well. Okay, so instead of letting their logic just take over, which is what they usually would do, their headspace would create scenarios, situations, would just get so in the head, like, that doesn't make sense if it's not like this, blah, blah, blah. However, things have changed there, and finally allowing the High Priestess, their inner High Priestess has been activated, and they're allowing that intuitive guidance to lead them. Look at this. That's that miracle energy, the star. Okay. Aquarius energy as well there. So they're now tapping into their higher knowing more, they're trusting that more, right? They do take time out when they need, especially when it comes to too many external energies around them, because they understand that, they see that differently now. They're seeing the truth about their surroundings, okay? So there's something really beautiful coming through. I just want to get another one to see if there's anything else that you need to know here, but someone's definitely stepping up. Honeymoon energies. This could be about spending time away here. Romantic feelings, okay? Somebody, in order for you to kind of really explore what this is, you're going to have to decide on how to spend this time together. So maybe you're at a distance right now. I feel like there's going to be some kind of planning moving forwards, but somebody really does want to. I think that they're seeing the picture ahead, but they do need to be mindful, because with this energy at the bottom, release your ex, that those kind of tendencies don't they don't fall short to anything like that. Exactly, passion, retreat, what I'm saying. So I do think that this is, you're going to have the opportunity to spend that time together away, but also I think that it's just about disconnecting from whoever and whatever outside of you is just so conditioned by societal programming and the way of doing things and being and seeing things, especially like, when it comes that spicy, like sexual energy, really honoring that within now, and really finding that the truth of your heart, because I think that there's something here about they're in this position because they're going to be, I feel like they're helping people, especially with this. I feel like they're really somebody who wants to give, so it's really beautiful. So the soon action, just surrender to divine right now, is what the guidance is truly, and the signs and symbols are really allowing someone to take the action that they need to become this beautiful emperor energy and to really operate from that heart space which is leading them now. Okay, let me know if this message was for you. Sending love.